what is it that you want as an artist? With me, I want to have fun creating and giving people my art and vibing with my fans and all that stuff.
Hi, I'm Jamie Hernandez, and this is The Ins and Outs with Mackie, a show about awesome gear and awesome people. We'll be bringing musicians, engineers, podcasters, streamers, and sometimes the occasional Macoid. If you're new to the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite platform to get all the latest Mackie updates as soon as they are out. So our guest today is a versatile hip-hop artist and powerhouse. His latest album, XO2, debuted at number 9 on the iTunes top R&B Albums Charts, and he recently had his song It Boomin placed in the opening scene of Love, Death, and Robots Season 2 on Netflix. He has amassed over 10 million streams on Spotify, he's in the top 50 on Shazam, and he's selling out tours all over the world. Here to tell us about his journey and what he is up to is Oren Major. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, thank you. Damn,
How's it going?
What a drop, you know?
It's nice hearing about it. Well, you created it, man. It's your life. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So, how did this journey begin? I mean, you started in poetry, I hear. Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird saying I started in poetry. Like I didn't go to like any poetry jams or anything like that. Like I just started writing. Like I've been around creatives like and creative people like my whole life. And yeah, I just always had a liking for like words and the art of putting them, together different ways, and melodies and all that.
Nice. So was this, did you start in high school? When did you decide that you wanted to also produce music along to this poetry that you were creating?
I'll say it transitioned. Like I was doing a lot of poems, but I was just doing a lot of writing. So it wasn't just poetry. I was writing like little short stories and books, and I was writing raps too. Like I was writing every one of them. So I don't think it was like, I guess the moment where I decided like, yo, I'm an artist was maybe 8th grade, freshman year. Maybe like 7th, 8th grade is when I was telling people I rap, but I had never made a song. And then my freshman year of high school, one of my old girlfriends had a computer that had a GarageBand on it. And I was like, yeah, let me try to record something on it. And yeah, that's when I first like started recording myself and like putting stuff together. I got a Fruity Loops demo, and I used to make like 4-bar beats on the demo because you couldn't make a full beat on it. Make like 4-bar beats, and then I'll loop them together on GarageBand and like make a whole song on it. And I started selling those CDs around the school, and yeah, like that was the start of like my rap career. Like,
I hear that you've been surrounded by a team of creative people your whole life, which includes your family as well. How has this influenced the music that you're creating?
It's influenced it 100%. Like my label is called Days of Noah. And the idea behind that, like I say, Don, or you can say Don 40 or 40 Gang, like it's a biblical reference for, 40 days, 40 nights. And a large part of that reference was the fact that I had only been dealing with my family or people who were so close, like in my life that they were considered family. Just like Noah's Ark, he only had his family on there, and then, you know what I mean? So that's where the concept pretty much came from. And yeah, that's that, man. I've had the creative like freedom since I was young to just go with whatever I like, and being surrounded by different, like my mom sang, my dad sang, like I had cousins who were big local rappers in St. Louis. Like I listened to their music more than I was listening to the mainstream people, so to me, it was like I was being brought up by stars already, you know what I mean? So
how important is it to you to surround yourself with other types of creative people?
It's super important. I mean, birds of a feather fly together. Like there's so many different ways that people say it, and it's because like your network is your network and all that. Like inspiration, like if you're in the same and also like I'm talking ahead of myself. Also, like being around different type of like creatives, like not just rappers or singers, but artists and painters or people who like start businesses creating like building pathways and all that type of stuff. Like it's all inspiration.
So speaking of network, while remaining completely independent, you built quite the network in addition to your streaming and charting successes. What are some ways people can expand their network, maybe broaden their audiences?
I mean, collaboration, of course. Just trying different things. Like if that's your goal. I mean, some people have a super strong like niche audience and they don't need to expand. You know what I mean? I think before you think about expanding, you should be thinking about like what it is that you want to do.
So, Oren, you're represented by Nick the Manager, who is a Spotify superstar known for creating artist guides that aid people in the music industry. When do you feel an artist should look for an artist manager? When were you ready?
I actually never was looking
Oh, wow.
for an artist manager, and I think I know like that's my answer. My answer is going to be you shouldn't be looking for a manager. You should be figuring out what it is that you need to do. Like with me and Nick, I was reaching out to different playlisters, different independent playlisters on Spotify. And everybody knows how to do that now, but that's what I was doing. I was hitting their inbox, writing down, okay, this person reached out, this person didn't. I was following up, and that was with him. Like I followed up like twice before we ever like spoke. And he wrote me back like, yo, like I just checked out your music. Like it's fire. And like, long story short, if you're working towards your passions with intention, then the people who you need to find will find you. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to look for anything. I think if you're gonna take this road, like you got to realize early on what you're doing it for, and just like anything in life, like you're gonna come in contact with the people that you need to come in contact with. You're a basketball player and you're in the gym, you're gonna come across other players and managers and all that.
What have been some of the benefits having a manager? Do you feel like having a manager helps you stay focused on your craft more?
Maybe accountability. It's somebody else who's working towards something just as hard as you are. So like it's a helping hand. Like that's the best thing about it. A lot of times we feel alone in this line of work, especially as an independent artist, and especially if like that's the grind that you chose, you're going to have to do a lot of things alone, and it's cool being a little less lonely.
Yes, I'm sure we all can agree with that and get stuck in your little box of music. It's nice to expand. So let's talk about the process. You're a great lyricist, first of all. You describe yourself as an aggressively conscious lyricist. Why is it important for you to create music that'll influence people?
Because I loved music that influenced me. That was like the big reason anybody likes music. They're motivated or they're inspired or they're influenced to either go make some money, or they're inspired or they're relaxed by the melodies or whatever it is. Like I'm gonna keep using the word intention because that's what music is. Like it's intentional and vibes brought into your life. Like I don't want people to listen to my music and feel sluggish. I don't want them to listen to my music and be like, I don't want to do anything. Like that's not my place. My place is to inspire the same way I've been inspired.
That's awesome. Where do you pull your inspiration from, Oren?
Life. Just life, going through things. Of course, other artists. Yeah, man, just life shit. You have a good day, you feel turned up, like shit, turn up. Beat come on.
I like that you focus on the positivity. You could write about your sad times, but you said you like to keep people inspired and motivated. So that's really awesome.
Right. Like I don't even like to write about sad times. Honestly, like a lot of artists, like I say what's unique about me is usually in those moments I don't even want to do anything. Like most of the time when I'm creating music, I'm creating from a good place. So if it's like some sad stuff or whatever, like I'm like reflecting on hard times. Even if I'm going through those in the moment, I probably feel good when I'm recording it. So I still gotta like reflect and go back and and put it together the way I want to, because, you know, we're believers in just like manifestation and all that. You know, why would I want to why would I want to manifest more bad feelings?
Definitely.
Yeah, I like to chill. If I'm feeling down bad, I'm chilling. If you hear me rapping about being down bad, I don't feel down bad.
That's awesome. So you're creating your own environment and your own
Right.
vibe. So that's really important. How do you motivate yourself to take an idea from start to finish? Does Nick keep you on a schedule? I mean, you've got a lot of moving parts.
Me and Nick are really just like partners, man. We're just like two different like heads. A lot of times, like I know what to do, he knows what to do. So it's like nobody has to keep anybody on schedule. If anything, we're like little reminders to each other. Like he's like an alarm clock, and I'm probably like an alarm clock to him. Like, yo, I forgot to do this. Did you? Yeah, I took care of it. Like he was calling me earlier when this was starting and messing up the audio, just trying to make sure I was in it. But I'm like, yeah, I got it. Like I'm on it. You know what I mean? So I think that's how that goes.
Because it's easy for some artists, it's actually easier to write about their sad times and it helps you kind of push through. But you flipped it on us and you say you write from motivation and being positive, and you know, how do you run with that and finish that? Gosh, that for me, it sounds like that would take me longer to write a happy song, you know, from start to finish. How do you stay motivated, Oren?
I think just like, all right, so I played sports a lot growing up too,
Okay.
right? Like I'm really big into basketball. And I look at everything like sports-wise when it comes to life, because I'm like, okay, I was always super like most improved. And then after that, it was like, now it's the best player type shit. So with music, it's the same way. I look at it like, okay, if I don't know how to dribble with my left hand all day, tomorrow I'm in the gym just dribbling with my left hand. Then when I come back to practice or when it's time for the game, it's like, oh shit, he's nice with his left. Is he left-handed? So I'm looking at it like that with music too. It's like I write a song a lot of times, and Nick can tell you this too, like anybody who's been with me recording, they know I don't even like to start a song and not finish it. If I don't finish a song like in the setting, I'm probably not going to finish it. Like the moment I leave the song, the chances of it finishing goes down drastically. And the ones that do get finished, like I finish songs that I haven't finished in like that setting, like maybe a couple years later when I went back and was like, oh snap, this is actually kind of hot. But now I'm always thinking ahead, like I don't want to go back to old stuff. Like I like to move
that
forward.
Momentum.
So if I don't finish it, if I think it's hot, right? And also I feel like if I didn't finish it, it probably wasn't hot enough to get finished anyway. You know what I mean? So that's how I motivate myself. I'm like, yo, is this good or not? Because if I get up, I know I'm probably not going to finish it. So it's probably not that hot. But if I'm excited about how like them first 8 bars were sounding and the beat sounded crazy, I'm like, yo, let me finish this before I think it's whack in the morning. Like that's all it be. I'm like, I want to finish it. That's all it is. I want to do it if it's hot.
Speaking of hot music, your track "Got It Boomin" is super hot right now. It was just featured in the opening scene of the new season of the animated series Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
Now I got it booming, now I got it booming. The way that I be moving, boy, I can't be human.
Since its release, it has had over 20,000 Shazams, and it's been charting in various countries. How does it feel to see the success of this track?
It's like 30,000 Shazams or something.
Oh, it's and that was like not even a week ago that I wrote that.
Exactly. It's crazy, yo. Like I watched it, and first off, like I knew it was going to be in Netflix, Love, Death, and Robots, right? But I didn't know what episode for the longest. And maybe a couple of days before it dropped is when they were like, okay, it's going to drop and it's going to be like the second episode. So I had the wrong information on it and everything. So you can imagine thinking your song is going to play in this dope show on Netflix, and you got to look for it, right? So I went in, pressed play, like, all right, I'm going to look for this song. But I pressed play, and it's the first song, and it's playing for like a minute straight. And the commotion around it, like it's building the scene and everything, like it blew my mind. I had to watch it like 100 times in a row I just now finished the season because I just kept watching that. Like, this is crazy.
I know you had someone do like a reaction video, which was really cool.
Yeah, my favorite comments are like the ones that saying, I watched this episode over and over because of your song or whatever. Like, people who were doing it like me because of the song. Like, I think the show is dope. So for anybody to get on there and be like, yo, this song made this scene so fire. Best compliment in the world to me. And then, of course, the other ones that are like, yo, I came here expecting millions of views or millions of people to be on you. And it's like, nah, man, I'm somebody who creates music from my room. And from my room, I can turn on my TV and like press play and my song plays. Like, it's
on
surreal.
A good show, a really good show too. That's awesome.
Right. Like, it was, that was cooler than like any music promotion I've ever got, and more effective too, you know, for any artist listening. Like, that's the way, because I didn't have to pay anything. I didn't have to sign no shitty deals. Like, I made a song and somebody wanted to use it to create, like, in conjunction with their art, in collaboration with their art. And on this scale, like, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
So you also came out on Disney Plus. Like, it just keeps going, man. Are there any other exciting new appearances we can look forward to?
Well, we're looking at landing on 2K. I'll say that. I made a bunch of songs with DJ Cash. Shout out DJ Cash. He sent me a bunch of fire, like a pack. And when he was like, actually, he sent me the pack, and I had already had the news about Love, Death, and Robots. So, of course, I'm hyped up. Like, yo, I'm finna be on Netflix. I'm finna be on Disney Plus. Like, let's go. I'm creating music now. Like, now I'm hyped up. So I did every song like that he sent. Every beat that he did, I recorded on him like that night. Wow. And sent them back for 2K, like possible 2K placements. The songs are so hot, I can't. There's no way they're not going to use them if they don't, because they're lost and we're going to drop them anyway.
What do you think led to the popularity of this specific track? Like, how do you decide that you're going to take a track and really push it out to places like Netflix and others?
I think I'm fire, man. I be putting out some fire shit. So that's what led to the popularity. Like, people hear my music, they like it. The fact that it was placed on a larger scale and more people heard it is just what led to the popularity. I think a lot of the songs that I put out have that same, if not more, potential. But other than that, like, other than the me factor, the fact that the Grand Mess produced it, when me and the Grand Mess get together, is like already a 10 out of 10. Like, every single record we got together is a banger. So the fact that it had those ingredients and me and him is what led to the popularity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all I can say. It's fire.
So where do you record? Do you record at home? What's the process there?
Yeah, I recorded at the crib. For the first time, maybe a week ago, I went to a big studio session, like an A-room with a bunch of other people. And shout out Nerd Official. He invited me out and kicked it there. But that was my first time in like a large studio setting. Every song that you heard from me or anybody that's heard from me, I recorded in my room with this mic, you know what I mean, with this setup. And that's where I feel the most comfortable. And I think comfort when it comes to like like the whole creative process, I think comfort is important.
So speaking of comfort, that comfort has helped you build an independent catalog of over 120 songs. I'm sure there's way more than that. Once you have a track, you mentioned playlists earlier. How important is it to get your music on playlists?
As an independent artist, let me step back. Okay, let me roll back. I'm gonna say this. There's not one way to like win, but when it comes to being an independent artist and getting heard, like, playlists will be the most effective and cost efficient way. Especially if it's an independent playlist, like one of your friends who has 100 or something followers on the playlist, that's 100 or something people that can potentially go ahead and hear your music without you having to like struggle or reach out to a million different people. Like, you're putting it in their hands and they can listen to it, whatever. And just like any advertisement, like the easier it is, or the more, not the easier it is, but the less that it is like, with me, listen to this, press play on this, please, 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 I need you. Like, that's repellent. Like, you don't want to come off like that. So the playlist is just easy. Like, somebody's at the gym, they're going to turn on gym music. And like that being said, it's already putting your music into like a subcategory for, you know, a certain group of people. So in turn, like, not only are people hearing your music, but you're also getting information on the type of person that listens to this playlist. So with us, it was like, Nick has a huge gym playlist. People are in the gym listening to my music. Now I know a lot of my music is gonna go hard in the gym. So I can go to different gyms now, make a bunch of friends there, and figure out what else I can do for gym people. Maybe I go try to get sponsors by some gym merch people, and you know what I mean. Like, it's like those are sync placements for gyms and all that stuff. So it's just the easiest, most cost efficient way for an indie to get heard, and that's the goal, right?
This shit sound good, am I rockin' no Westbrook? I put my heart in a lock and my chest look icy, I'm spreading my wings, the nest look empty. If you niggas goated, then I am coyote. They copy the potion and try to dilute it. I told them that I'm not a killer, but please don't tell me. Keep that thing on me, that change on me. Sometimes it feel like God made it rain on me, cause a young nigga rich on filthy. Still running around with the same homies that was riding with a nigga with the tank on E. It been a real nigga up crying, guess what? I'm guilty. Yeah. Sitting isolated, getting nice and faded like a pub and had to cut and slice and hated. Don't try to alpha, told them try to beta. I took off on niggas, but I tried to wait them. Niggas wasn't tipping, I proposed a toast to my accomplished vision. Niggas wasn't sipping, true to my suspicions, I would never get it. What is it? Bitch, I'm popping, I'm hotter than Cayenne. They try to do me dirty like Diane. They won't bring me down, but they trying. I'm getting my paper right, that's how I live my life. What's down my wrist, alright. What's down my wrist, alright. That's just my way of life.
Long I was made for this way of life.
How excited are you to get out there and play again? I know you had a tour planned. Any plans to move forward with other tours, or what do we have to look forward there?
Right now, there's no tour in plan or like solidly in motion, but we're definitely looking. We're also trying to be safe about it. Don't want to put anybody in harm's way when it comes to the panoramic or whatever. But I'm super excited to get back out there. Most likely, I'll probably look. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna be real with you, right? Since we're talking about like independent artists, right? I'm an independent artist. When it comes to the venues, I'm looking at myself as a business as well. Like, the venue is a business, I'm a business. And I've been around a bunch of different like venues that give independent artists shitty rates when it comes to like cuts and all that. Like, they want 90% of your stuff sometimes. And it's like, why, right? So again, like, what is it that you want as an artist? With me, I don't want to just look like somebody who's doing it. Like, I want to have fun creating and giving people my art and vibing with my fans and all that stuff. But I also don't want to be like taken advantage of in the process. And I don't want to be like, man, I spent a bunch of money on my clothes and a bunch of money on my setup and a bunch of money to get people out here on ads, and I didn't get anything in return. So for me, I'm like, there's ways around it. And that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm looking for the best ways around those things. Because who says I need to go to this venue to perform? These people are giving me $20 because they feel like I'm worth a $20 ticket, right? Well, why should the venue get 19 of my $20? So I can be on their stage? No, you can create a stage anywhere. So if we scale it back to where it's talking about playlists, like, I know who my fans are now by looking at this playlist. I can go to these people and be like, hey, I'm in your city and I'm going to be at this coffee shop who's not charging me anything. I'm going to put speakers in there because I got speakers because I invest in myself. I got a mic because I invest in myself. And we're going to set up there. And guess what? You can buy some coffee too. like you're a business. Like that's how I'm looking at this stuff. So a tour is definitely coming, but just know I'm trying to get it together I'm trying to make sure it's in my best interest and in your best interest, like as a listener and a fan of me. Like you don't want nobody that you're listening to getting taken advantage of, right?
Absolutely. Good advice too, though, is, knowing your worth, and it's okay to say no sometimes, if you
Right.
feel like you're being cheated.
It's the ins and outs.
Takes.
Ins and outs.
Takes.
With Mackie.
So I think now it's time for our ins and out takes, which is a rapid fire of random questions. Are you ready for that?
Let's get it.
All right. So, Oren, we're going to start you easy. Who are some of your favorite artists you've worked with?
That I've worked with? The Grand Mess, Third Official, Tez Brewer, 602 Prophet, Cherelle. If I worked with you, it was probably fire. I got some stuff with Nick that's pretty fire.
So, you go to a party and you get asked to do karaoke with one of your favorite artists. Who do you choose?
Karaoke? It's karaoke. Okay, I'm either do Kanye, J. Cole if I feel like rapping. I'm gonna do some Stevie Wonder. I'm gonna do some Charlie Wilson, yo.
Nice. Who are you gonna pull up on the stage with you?
Oh, Cherelle. Cherelle, yeah, we go karaoke. That's my partner. We karaoke in the death, and we not giving up the mic.
Nice. That's a free show, man. You should be charging for that.
Thanks. If you in Atlanta in the karaoke spots, you might have, we pull up pretty frequently.
So, Oren, if you weren't a musician, what's another career you would have liked to explore?
I'd be doing something with basketball, possibly. Just thinking about coaching. Like, I would work with the youth somehow in that. Something where I could influence people to just make better decisions. And like I said, I think sports is easy because you see the fruits of like your hard work, your determination, your discipline.
We've been seeing a lot of other artists comparing sports and to music. It is the same thing, having to train and work on it. And you mentioned that earlier, so I really like that. That would be something so natural for you. Yeah. So, what has been one of your favorite events you've been a part of?
My favorite events? Yo, man, I've done so much. It's a lot of like cool shit. Like, so maybe some of my events, I'll say this. We did a show at the Dojo during my tour in 2020, the Dojo in Phoenix. Shout out PJ, Jaffiel's Music. He gave us his spot called the Dojo, and it's basically like this musical heaven. Like if you're a creative, you could it has everything. We turned it into a video studio. It's a recording studio. It's a live performance venue. It's a, merch facility. Like this place is whatever you need it to be. And I did a show there and we had like an open weed bar. You know what I mean? Like you could roll up whatever, you could vibe. We had drinks and just good energy, man. And it wasn't like, we didn't plan it to be like that. And people flew out to see me. Like that was the first time I talked to somebody who flew to a certain city because it was close to theirs to see me.
Wow.
And like, I'm not a huge, like I wasn't fucking in Drake's position or anything. So that really like just let me know that, what am I trying to say? Like, just to count your blessings, you know what I mean? Like that was a blessing for me to experience that. And once again, to not have had to give up 90% of my revenue and feel like I'm taking advantage of it at the end. Like I was able to vibe and actually talk to this person because my mind was clear and just share good energy. You know what I mean? That was one of my favorite moments, like in this.
Well, dang, cheers to more opportunities like that. I hope that many more come to you. That's awesome.
Right.
So if you could tell your younger self something, what would it be?
Shoot, it would be a lot, man. This is supposed to be a rapid fire question.
I know they're all heartfelt.
This was deep, yeah. I would tell my younger self, like, on some technical shit. Okay, on a spiritual level, I would tell myself, like, you got all the tools. Like, you got the tools you need, and like to just believe that. Because we spend a lot of times like not believing that we're capable or that we have what we need. And it's like, yo, like you got your breath, like you got opportunities, you got life. Have you seen the movie Soul?
It's the movie, which one?
It's an animated movie.
Oh, Soul. Yes.
Soul, yeah.
Oh, tearjerker.
Yeah. Like that, man. Like that's how I feel. And like I wish I felt like that. I guess I always felt like that, but I didn't always know how to verbalize it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, man, like enjoy your life. Life is for living. Like it's an opportunity for us to like that's the only thing you should be thinking about. And I would also tell myself to start networking right away because you never know. Like I've met a lot of people that I'm not in contact with anymore who I'm like, we were super cool, but it'd be weird if I hit you up now because you're just going to know I want something. Like the more people you know and the more like, and you never know who you're going to need, right? Like, yeah, I wouldn't be worried about being cool. I would tell my younger self, like, soak up everything you can, like all the knowledge, all the people you talk to, all the experiences. That's what I would tell my younger self.
On that topic, what do you think is better, being a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond?
You know, small fish in a big pond. Like I don't know. I've heard the terms, but I never really thought about it. But visualizing it, I would not want to be a big ass fish in a little pond. Or I'm a swim. Like, what am I going to eat? If it's a bunch of little fish and I'm a big fish, like that's one bite. Like, nah. I'd rather be a small fish in a large pond because I would like the freedom to explore it and find new things like every day.
And you love to network. It seems like you really build yourself on your community and other creatives. So it sounds like perfect spot for you.
What's weird is it sounds like I network a lot, but I have a lot of genuine connections. Like I'm not even a talkative person or somebody who just talks to everybody at a party. Like that's what I would tell my younger self so that I could be more comfortable with it now. But I'm more so like, if the energy is right and if it's like, if we naturally came across each other's paths and like, then we could kick it.
So final question. Who would play you in the movie of your life?
Let me think. Because they got to be like a sex symbol, right? Like it's only right. They got to be a sex symbol. And they got to be.
Whoever you want.
It would be, Will Smith would play me, right?
I like it.
But it would be Will Smith and it would be narrated by, it'd be narrated by J. Cole, right? Just because I think J. Cole's voice has like just like the perfect amount of like struggle.
Okay.
For people to really feel it. And Will Smith would always be doing it would have to be one part in the movie where he's standing like in that last episode of Fresh Prince, like standing in an empty room. Oh, he got to do the dad scene. Why you don't love me? Yeah, it'd be hard hitting, yo. It'd be a lot of moments. It's like,
Dang. I like it. We should ask Nick to make it possible.
Yeah, man. Reach out to Will. Let him know my team. You know, we're ready to work.
Start working. You guys are both on Netflix, right? Let's do it.
Right. Yeah. And my show's trending.
That's right. Well, congratulations. Anything else you wanna share? Any websites, upcoming events to watch out? I know you got some Got It Boomin merch.
Got It Boomin merch. Yeah, hit the link in my Instagram bio. My Instagram is oren.major. Actually, the link in my bio is a perfect tree. It has everything. We have the merch. We got the videos. Right now, I'm pretty much in the planning phase, like trying to figure out which angle I'm gonna hit y'all with next. I don't really know just yet. Like every angle is fire, but which one do I want to start y'all with is where I'm at with it. So, like I said, with the shows, they're on the way. I guess I should say we do have a well, one, I have a Patreon, right? And my Patreon are just like my super supporters. I haven't posted a lot on there recently, but there's people on there that just want to see me win, and I appreciate that. So they're going to know first. Like, I don't want to say a lot here, but I'm gonna let them know first so that they can have first dibs on everything, whether it be limited edition merch. I might bring back the Major merch. It was limited edition. We sold out of those. We'll probably put 5 more back up there just to see who want to grab it real quick. But that link will be in my bio. We have some live performances, some pre-recorded live performances that I'm gonna drop. And yeah, man, maybe an EP. Like, I can't really give you specifics, so that's all I can do is hype it
You're
up.
working,
like,
so
what might be?
we know, as long as we know you're still making music, we'll be ready for it when it comes out.
Yeah, just be ready.
So before you leave, who do you think we should have on the show next?
I'd say the Grand Mess, and I'd say Nerd Official.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thank you once again. Congratulations on everything and your journey. I appreciate having you today and for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Oren, thank you so much.
We can do it anytime. When I get to dropping some stuff, I'll try to come back so we can really get into all that.
Sounds good. Again, I'm Jamie Hernandez, and this is The Ins and Outs with Mackie, a show about awesome gear and awesome people. We'll be bringing you musicians, engineers, podcasters, streamers, and sometimes the occasional Mackoid. If you're new to the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite platform to get all the latest Mackie updates as soon as they are out. Until next time, Mackoids.